Yo guys, it's CFB, welcome back to a brand new video, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm technically officially back in the way, even though you probably won't see a video for a little bit until the next Chelsea game, more than likely, because transfer news for Chelsea is a bit slow, but I have gathered some transfer news from Chelsea, some from today, some from yesterday, some from, I think it was like 4 days ago, something like that, but we're going to be talking about it because they're big topics to talk about. So let's jump straight into the video, but before we do, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my second channel, so go and check that out. Be very much appreciated. I've actually changed my second channel, so if you want to check that out, go and check it out, go and subscribe. Be very much appreciated and all that jazz and everything. But yeah, let's jump straight into the video because, like I said, we've got transfer news to talk about actually here. And last time you guys saw me, I had a haircut. Mate, my hair's grown back so quick already. Leave a like if your hair grows back quick as well, because mine's unbelievable. It's like I'm superhuman. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So, transfer news on my laptop. I've got no stand for it. Obviously, my setup currently at the moment doesn't have a stand. I'm currently balancing on a tripod on my bed. So yeah, we're going to talk about the transfer news that Chelsea currently have right now. But first, before we get into the transfer news, there's two bits of news that aren't transfer news but Chelsea related, and it's news in a way, injury news. So yeah, just jump into straight one. Let's start with good news and we go on to bad news. Or should we go on to bad news and then good news? Yeah, let's do bad news and then get into the good news, and then we'll do transfer news. So this is to do with Lavia. So, exclusive, Romeo Lavia will be out until next month after suffering ankle injury setback and may not make his Chelsea debut until December. So, I mean, we all know Romeo Lavia had an injury anyway. We all knew he had an injury. But from what this bit of news tells me is he's had another setback. Maybe he was in training, maybe he was in light training, maybe he's had another setback. And if that is true and he's had another setback, then we're cursed. We're just cursed. At this point, anybody who signs for Chelsea FC, you should know that you're going to get an injury and consistent injuries. Kante, I think I read something online the other day. Kante has played, I think he played a total of 9 games last season in total or something like that for Chelsea. Don't think that's true, but I think it's in terms of all minutes put together. He played 9. He's currently played more than that already in Saudi Arabia without any injuries. How ridiculous. How ridiculous. It's unbelievable. I swear there's an injury curse at my club. Pulisic, obviously, as well, not getting injured. He was injured every time he stepped foot on the Chelsea. It's ridiculous. But I can't wait for Lavia to be here. I swear he never got injured at Southampton, or he had one injury. I don't know. But we could go after a player who doesn't have any bad injury-prone record or anything like that, and he will become injury-prone here. We just can. We can. Now let's get into the good news. So here's the good news. This is what a lot of us want to hear. So, Reece James is expected to return on Saturday after injury and suspension. Now, that is what I'm talking about, especially in a big game against Arsenal, you know, our rivals, big rivals as well. A team that are currently, at the moment, let's be real, competing for the Premier League title. They look good. We need a player like Reece James to drive us forward, essentially. You know what I mean? He's one of our attacking threats. He's one of our best defensive players. We need Reece James in this team against Arsenal. Even if he's not in the starting 11, maybe if he could come off the bench or something like that, I don't know, because obviously we've still got Gusto as well. I think he's actually back from his suspension, if I'm not mistaken. I'll see closer to that, you know what I mean? I'll tell you guys in the preview when that comes out. But Reece James back. Does Gusto deserve to get dropped even if he isn't suspended? Does he deserve to be dropped? Does Cucurella deserve? There's a lot of headaches at the moment going on around Chelsea FC. But we'll have to see on the day what happens. And what my opinion is. I'll give you obviously that in the preview when that comes out. So, let's get into this next bit of news. Which one shall I do first? Let's do the Pochettino one. So, let's do the Pochettino one first, and then we'll get on to the bigger bits of news. Let's just say that, for example. So, Fabrizio Romano came out of this, and I've got a bit of an opinion on this. We can confirm that Mauricio Pochettino will now have the power to make decisions on some players starting from January transfer window. Chelsea want to decide on new signings together with Pochettino. The board and directors, of course, this is something that in the past wasn't always like this. Pochettino is already involved in the transfer discussion taking place at Chelsea for the future in general, and he will always be involved. Now, let me put this down a second. Let's talk about this. So, is Fabrizio Romano saying Chelsea didn't listen to Pochettino in the transfer window? Is that what he's saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't get what Fabrizio trying to say there, because if he's saying Pochettino didn't have the say on transfers from the transfer window just gone, where we had Pochettino there, then what the hell were we doing? Were we just buying players for the fun of it? We're just looking at the talents that we're about. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Got my hands in my pockets now. Is that what Fabrizio is trying to say? What the hell? What the hell? Because if that's true, the owners, that's disgraceful from the owners, in my opinion. Disgraceful. Because you should be always listening to your manager. You can't just buy players and expect the manager to work with them, because they might not suit the way the manager wants to play, or the manager might not like them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to always listen to the manager, what the manager wants. That's how you get a team united, even though our squad looks united as it is anyway. But that's how you get a team properly playing football, competing for stuff consistently. Look at what Roman Abramovich did for Jose Mourinho as soon as he came in. He didn't just buy his own players and what players he thought would be best for the club. No. He went and said to Mourinho, who do you want? Obviously, that's when the famous quote from Mourinho said, Drogba, pay and don't speak. You know what I mean? And the rest is history. You know, you've got to, if this is true, you've got to, you know, listen to the manager, what the manager wants. If the manager says he doesn't want that player, you don't kick up a fuss, go, all right, okay, who do you want? You try and get that player. If you can't get that player for the manager, you say to him, we couldn't get the player, who else do you want? Do you know what I mean? Come on, is it common sense? That's what I would do as an owner, personally. Do you know what I mean? I want my team to succeed. Even if you think the player's not going to be good for the club, whatever the manager wants, you know what I mean? If he fails with those players at his disposal, then you sack him. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell that's about. I kind of think, I mean, it's from Fabrizio Romano, isn't it? So what I was going to say was, I kind of think there's not 100% truth to this, but it's Fabrizio, so, you know, it pretty much is near enough true, do you know what I mean? So that's a negative, in my opinion, from the owners, if that's 100% true. But yeah, here's another thing though from the owners, and again, I want to give my opinion on it, because FFP question mark. Let's dive straight into it. Chelsea can spend big again in January if they wish, having agreed a cash injection from Aries management worth £450 million, 500 million euros, but outgoings will still be important as well from Ben Jacobs, obviously, who we all know Ben Jacobs is quite reliable. Now, I would love us to spend big in January. I'd love to spend all 400 million of that, you know what I mean? Because there's a couple tweaks we need to make. There's a couple tweaks, obviously, in some positions that we might need to make, you know, to upgrade in and stuff like that. Like, at left back, as much as I love Maatsen, as much as I like Chilwell, I do like Chilwell, I think he's starting to become a bit injury prone. Maybe we need to start looking at selling him because of how injury prone he's getting. You know, he's not available for more than 20 games a season at the moment, is he? Each season. You know, if you want an upgrade on that and you want to strive for a title, you go for a Theo Hernandez, maybe. You know, players like that. But that's not obviously the main thing, you know. That's not the main thing. FFP, if we don't sell anybody, obviously you probably have, as much as I think Cucurella's been good, I think Cucurella's going to be sold. Or Maatsen. It'll be either one or two. One of them two will get sold in January, I think. I mean, there's a player I'm going to get onto in the end of the video. A centre-back, English centre-back who's been here, Cobham. He will probably get sold as well. You know, there's a couple names that are probably still going to be sold, but will it be enough if we go and buy, you know, a striker, which we'll get onto in a second, or a Leao? My dream signing, a Leao would be. You know, would it be enough? Would it be enough? Because we already know we spent quite a lot. We sold quite a lot though, and it's pure profit, but we've also brought a hell of a lot. We can't just keep on spending billions and billions. We've already spent nearly $1 billion. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't just keep on spending it and spending it and spending it. There's a time where you just got to look at it and go, we've got to make do with what we do at the moment, and then, you know, see what happens. Because let's just say Pochettino fails. Let's say he goes through this bad run of fixtures that we have right coming up now, with, you know, your Arsenal, Cities, United, stuff like that. You know, let's just say he gets 0 wins in that whole run. You know, what's the point of spending more money on Pochettino when he's clearly not the man? Do you know what I mean? Or if he does go on a good run, then I can see you spending the money. Do you know what I'm trying to say, guys? I don't know if I'm making 100% sense here, but if you know what I'm trying to say, then you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's get into this bit, which actually ties in with the transfer news thing that I was just talking about. From David Ornstein, who again is online with Fabrizio Romano in terms of reliability, flipping now. So yeah, let's read this. Will Chelsea sign a striker in January? There is a very good chance of this happening. They have Nicholas Jackson and Armando Broja, but it would not surprise me if Chelsea recruit another top striker. It may look far-fetched at the moment, but they really want and need to qualify for next season's Champions League. For that to happen, they may feel a new goal scorer mid-season could be an important addition. As we've talked about on here before, though that's easier said than done, the demand for prolific strikers far outweighs the supply at present. Sorry guys, but that was a lot to get through. So, Chelsea want a striker again in January. Now, if you talk about a month ago, we was all looking at Jackson going, good striker, you know, but maybe give him a couple of years to develop, you know, get a big striker in, let him come off the bench on an occasion, maybe start on a couple of occasions, but not put too much pressure on him to be the starting striker. And there was a couple of question marks about Broja, obviously, because of injury prone and, you know, still not performing. But let's just say this. Our last 3 games that we've won on the bounce, Brighton, Burnley and Fulham, we've actually been impressed with the strikers. And me personally, if you had to sell either Broja or Jackson, I would not be selling Jackson. But I don't want to sell Broja because I like Broja and I think there's a big talent there. But he's very injury prone. But Jackson, I think, offers more than what Broja does. Do you know what I mean? So if I had to sell one of them, I think I would go with Broja. Especially as he's on like a 6-year contract as well. He's got the talent, but he's injury prone. So maybe we could still sell him for a big fee. Maybe with a sell-on clause if we was going to sell Broja. But I'm happy with the 2 strikers we got. I know I'm probably going to regret this in like two games time when both of our strikers are missing chances instead of scoring them like they have been in the last 3 games. I'm going to be calling for both of their heads, saying we should sell them and get in a striker. And now I will. I'm fickle like that. But I'm happy with Jackson and Broja. I'm happy with Jackson and Broja. I don't want us to go and spend big bucks on, you know, a Tony or an Osimhen or a name that's been going around, Sesko. You know, I don't want to spend big bucks on them and then come to the Premier League and flop. You know what I mean? I think Jackson... I don't think Jackson's going to flop in the Premier League. I think he's actually going to be a top player. You just got to give him time. You've got to give him time. But if we was to get a striker, if we was going to go and bring in a striker, I've been hearing apparently Tony to Arsenal is pretty much going to be done. Apparently he wants the Arsenal move more than Chelsea. I mean, how can you blame him? Arsenal are doing better than us right now. Their project is more deeply in progression than Chelsea's as well. Do you know what I mean? And they actually really need a striker. Whereas Tony, if he came here, he would be competing with a Jackson or a Broja for that striker position. Also, another reason why I don't think we'd get rid of Jackson is because Jackson's literally joined this summer. You know what I mean? This summer has more goals than Broja. Why would we get rid of Jackson? You know what I mean? We would probably get rid of Broja or something like that, or send him out alone. I don't know. But, you know, so I've been hearing Tony is pretty much off the cards. I wouldn't count that out, but at the moment it looks like it's off the cards. Would Osimhen join us in January? I mean, I guess he's had that thing with Napoli. There's been strong links with Chelsea and Osimhen. Fabrizio Romano literally said Chelsea have Osimhen on their radar. If there's a team that are going to spend big bucks on him to Napoli and give him the wages that he wants, it is Chelsea. We will do it. You know, would it be the perfect fit? I would love Victor Osimhen at Chelsea. But I trust Jackson and Broja. But if we was to get Osimhen and sell Broja, would I complain? No. If we was to sell Jackson and bring in Osimhen and we keep Broja, would I complain? Maybe a little bit, because I think Jackson has more to his game than Broja does, and Broja's more injury prone. So maybe I would complain. But Victor Osimhen is always a win. But will it happen? You're looking at about 130 million. You're looking at 130 million, maybe 100 million for Victor Osimhen. So it's spending a lot of money. Would we even be able to recoup that with, you know, players sold in this team? You know, if we sold, let's say, Cucurella and Broja, you're only looking at about 40 million out of that. You know what I mean? No, maybe that's a bit harsh. Maybe 50, 60. I don't know, but look, the main topic here, what I'm saying is, I trust Broja and Jackson, but I trust Jackson more than I do Broja. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you actually think about that. Do you think Chelsea should be going for a striker in January? If we really need to, I guess the next couple of games we will have to see. So yeah, I'll be very intrigued. Jesus Christ, I'll be very intrigued. You can tell I haven't done a video like this in ages. I've been very intrigued to know. Let me know in the comments down below. Little rhyme. Last bit of news here. This isn't a massive bit of news, but I guess it's kind of one for a seller. A seller we could be going in January. This one's a bit sad, but I guess I can kind of see it making a bit more sense now. So Fabrizio Romano said this about Trevoh Chalobah. I think his fee could be around £25 million as it was in the summer, but again, it depends on the negotiation. That's not guaranteed yet. Bayern Munich were interested in the summer, and in my opinion, he can play anywhere. He's a very good and underrated player. And I agree with Fabrizio Romano. I think Trevoh Chalobah is a very good player. I think it's very harsh that we have kind of froze him out in a way. Pochettino said he hasn't froze him out, but let's be real, he has. Trevoh Chalobah's a class defender, and I've got to be honest, I was saying at the start of the season, first 3 games, I was saying Chalobah's better than Disasi. There was no point in the Disasi signing, but last couple games, not last 3, but the last couple of weeks, Disasi's proved me wrong. He's actually probably on par, if not a little bit better from what I've seen so far, than Chalobah. So I will give Disasi his flowers. But Chalobah's still a class defender. He's still a really good, solid defender who could do a job at right back as well, and he can do a job in DM. Salomon in January, it would be sad to see him go. It would be sad to see him go. Would I regret it? I don't know, because I mean, look, Reece James was injured for a couple weeks recently, and then Gusto got a suspension for 3 games. We might need a Chalobah there, but will Chalobah be happy sitting on the bench for, you know, a couple months just to get a 2-game run or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Would he? Because as soon as Gusto and Reece James are back, he's straight, you know, he's straight out the door again. You know what I mean? So yeah, 25 million, I would be happy. I think he's about £35 million player, I'll be honest. But since he's been frozen out, not playing, 25 million does seem reasonable. But yeah, I hope Chelsea try and knock it up to 30. So yeah, that's it for the news today, guys. The transfer news. That's all I've gathered up. Like I said, transfer news videos will be coming maybe once or twice a month until, you know, transfer windows open, which you probably get a transfer news video maybe 3 times a week. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because videos could come at any time. You know, Chelsea, Arsenal, I think we play at home against Arsenal. Either way, the preview will be out on, I think we play on Saturday, so Friday night. So yeah, bell notification on, like, subscribe, take care all. Let me know in the comments down below about all the news I've said today. And yeah, see you later. Peace.